Welcome to Masters of Maths. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Today, we will be searching for x's. That's right. We are finding for x in algebraic equations. Some key points to take away before we work some examples are: algebra introduces the element of the unknown. When we don't know the unknown, we use a letter to represent the unknown value that is most likely x or y. So we might say 1 plus 2 equals to x or 2 minus 3 equals to y, and we're expected to find the values of x and y, right? The equation uses the equal sign and represents that the known values on one side are equal to the unknown value. So most times you may be asked to solve the equation, and it is your job to simplify the values and solve the equation. So basically all you're finding for is x or y. The same symbol or letter can be used in different problems and represent different values. However, it is not okay for one symbol to represent two different values in one equation. So, in one problem, if one symbol is repeated, the symbol represents one value. Now let's look at some examples. Hi everyone. So for today, we are looking at the algebraic equations. We're looking at two examples. I'll start with simple first, and then I will move on to difficult ones. And then I'll give you some to do on your own. So looking at this problem here, we have 4 plus x equals to 25, and we have to find for the value x. So how do we go about finding for x? First, what we have to do is you have to know that the 4, it has a positive in front of it, and same goes for the 25. So it's positive in front of both of them. All of these are positive values, sorry. So if we want to find for x, we have to move this 4 over the equal sign. Now, when we move a value over the equal sign, the value automatically changes. So if it was a positive, and when it goes over the equal sign, it becomes a negative. Likewise, if this was negative 4 plus x, once it goes over the equal sign, it will become positive 4, right? It would be 25 plus 4 instead of 25 minus 4. But because it's a positive, and it's going over the equal sign, then it automatically becomes a negative 4. So we treat it as a negative value. So we have now x, we have now x is equal to 25 minus the 4. And when we solve for x is equal to 25 minus 4, then we have x, the new value for x is 21. So if someone asks you to solve this equation, then you know that x is 21. So 4 plus 21 will give you 25. And remember, we say whatever is on this side must equal to the values that are on this side. So said, so done. Now let's look at another problem, which is also simple. So here we dealt with positive values, and now we're dealing with negative values. So you have x, what's in front of it? A positive sign, right? So positive x minus 10 equals to 58, and we have to find for the x. This is a negative 10, so this 10 has to go over the equal sign, and it goes with the value here, with this negative value. So once this entire thing goes over the equal sign, what we would have is that the value is going to change from a negative to a positive. So we're going to have x is equal to 58 plus 10, because it now changes to a positive value, and x therefore is equal to 68. So the answers for both are positive. X in this value or in this case, equals to 21, whilst x in this case equals to 68. 68 minus 10 equals to 58. Right? There you go. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to do something a bit more difficult, and we're still solving for x, by the way. So here you have 30x plus 6 divided by 2 equals to 5, and you have to find for x. So how do we find for this value, x? First, because this is an division sign here, we'll first look at this part, right? So what we want to do is take the 2 over the equal sign. And remember what I said, whatever goes over the equal sign, the sign automatically changes. So we have here, this was a division sign, and when it goes over the equal sign, we have to multiply it. So you have 30x plus 6 divided by 2, take it over the equal sign, we have 30x plus 6 equals to 5 multiply by 2, right? So let me just write that in. So now you'll have 30x plus 6 equals to 5, because now you carry the 2 over along with the division sign. The division changes to a multiplication sign, so you have that multiplied by 2, right? Sorry. And we continue to work. So let me just carry this over so that I can see properly. So now we have to solve the equation. 30x plus 6 is equal to 5 2's 10. This, in other words, equals this, right? Now what do? We have to now take this 6 over the equal sign. Why? Because we're trying to find for x. So we're trying to move all of the values around x and just carry them over the equal sign so that x could just be the sole value remaining. So if we take the 6 over the equal sign, it's a positive. When it goes over, it becomes a negative. So what do we have? We have 30x is equal to 10 minus 6, right? And again, if we have 10 minus 6, we're going to work this out first before we look at the 30x. So 30x is now equal to 4. We still have to find for x. There's still a value in front of x that we need to get rid of. What do? We throw the 30 over the equal sign. Now this here, they're together. So 30x, when separated, simply means it's 30 multiplied by x. 30 multiplied by x equals to 30x. So if we want to throw the 30 over the equal sign, if it's multiplying by the x, when it goes over the equal sign, it will now divide, right? So what we will have is x equals to 4 divided by 30. And when we want to divide this 4 divided by 30, we can simply do this here. 2, we can use 2 as the 2 as the number that we divide the values by. So you have 2 and 15, right? Because 4 and 30, 2 is the common denominator there, or the common value that can be divided by both numbers, 4 and 30, and we work the problem. So So you have x is equal to 2 divided by 15. Now, some persons can go a step further and divide this and turn it into a decimal, but 2/15 is fine. You can leave it as a fraction, right? I hope it's not as confusing as it looks. Let me just go that over quickly. You have 30x plus 6 divided by 2 equals to 5, and we want to find the value of x. So what you do is get rid of all the values around x, and you just throw them over the equal sign. Now, once it goes over the equal sign, the value changes. If it was a positive, it changes to a negative. If it was multiplying, you now go over and it divides, right? And vice versa. So if we're taking the 2 over the equal sign, because it was dividing by 30x plus 6, when it goes over, it multiplies by 5. So we have 30x plus 6 equals to 5 multiplied by 2. We work out this part, or the second half of the equation, and we have 30x plus 6 equals to 10. Now, again, we want to take all of the values around x and throw them over the equal sign. So 6 now has to go over. It's a positive. When it goes over, it becomes a negative. So you have 30x is equal to 10 minus 6. We work the latter half of the equation, and we have 30x is equal to 4. 30x. 30 is multiplying by x. When 30 goes over the equal sign, it becomes a division sign. So 30 multiplying by x, 4 now divided by 30, right? And 4 divided by 30, we can leave it as a fraction as 2 over 15, or we can work it as a decimal value, which will give you 0.03 and so on, I think. But you can check it out to see. And that is it. All right, to close, I'll give you 2 easy math problems and 2 difficult ones. Be sure to share the answers in the comment section, and we will review and answer accordingly. If interested, we can share some CXC questions with you in a follow-up video. Thank you for watching.